I mean, this has got to be one of the... I don't even know how to talk. Let's just eat.
One of the greatest opportunities we've had on this show, for sure.
Yes, I'm a little nervous.
I feel like I stepped in something I can never go back.
So, if you're like me, you probably spend hours on end watching food shows on YouTube. Whether it be mukbangs, cooking shows, food reviews, or anything else, I always find myself watching these videos late at night with jealous thoughts and a hungry appetite. But of all the shows I watch, my favorite is definitely the Worth It series from BuzzFeed, where Steven, Andrew, and the crew visit 3 different restaurants to try similar foods at 3 drastically different price points. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I packed my bags and flew myself all the way to Japan just so that I could finally try the food I've been watching on my screen for so long. Just kidding, of course, but Japan was one of our stops for my graduation trip, and while I was there, I made it a priority to also check out Ginza Kyubey, which was the most expensive sushi in the Worth It Sushi episode in Japan. So yeah, here's a day during my trip where we ended up going to Kyubey for dinner, and if you're only interested in the sushi part, here's a timestamp to skip to for that. So we first arrived at our Airbnb in Tokyo in the Shinjuku district, and it was only $50 total a night. The unit was small, but it was very well spaced out and very clean. It included a stove, sink, and cupboard with utensils, dishware, and a water boiler. The Airbnb also provided us disposable house slippers, which were surprisingly very comfortable. Right across the mini kitchen was the restroom too. It included the standard shower and sink, and the Airbnb provided us bath soap, shampoo, conditioner, and also toothbrushes, which was really nice. But what was super cool about the restroom was the special toilet the unit had, which sprays water up to clean your butt, which saved us time and toilet paper. We then walked 5 minutes to the subway station, which had tons of vending machines and small shops if we wanted to buy food. The ticket machines had English modes on them, and this combined with Google Maps made it pretty easy to figure out which trains we needed to get onto. It was also super packed because we were in the morning rush hour with everyone going to work, and we even had to skip a train because it was too full. Funnily enough, the next train was just as full, but we managed to squeeze in.
次は新宿御苑前です。The next stop is 新宿御苑前。
20 minutes later, we arrived at our destination, which was Ichiran, a famous ramen restaurant chain in Japan known for its seating where each person sits in their own booth. It was pretty simple. We ordered at a vending machine and received a ticket to give to the chef assigned to us. And after a few minutes, they handed our food through our window.
お客様前失礼いたします。お席に前から失礼いたします。お待たせいたしました。
ありがとうございます。
前失礼いたします。それでは失礼いたします。 And for my honest review, I never really liked ramen in the States, but after having Ichiran, I literally woke up the next morning to get it again. After lunch, we went to Team Lab Portables, a digital art museum where you've probably seen a ton of people post on Instagram. I'm not really a museum type of guy, but I actually had a great time, and here's some clips from there. After the museum, we took a subway on our way back. And now we're back in Ginza. This is my first time getting omakase in Japan. I got it once in San Francisco, but it was alright, I think. So
it'll probably be a lot better here. And yeah, so we're just gonna head over. Hopefully we can record with the DSLR. If not, I'll use my phone. But I mean, we're already paying like $133 each, so I'm pretty sure they'll let us record. So Kyubey is a restaurant with multiple floors, and on each floor there's a sushi table with multiple chefs with us customers at the counter. And even though we were the only foreigners, the chefs and staff all spoke English and treated us with great hospitality. For our appetizer, we were given a seaweed salad with sliced radish. It was super refreshing and we had endless refills. For our first piece, we had sea bass with some fish roe on top. It was subtly sweet and had nice flavor. Thank you. Next up, we had squid, which I usually avoid since it has a rubbery texture. However, this piece was firm yet delicate and made me question what type of squid have I been eating up until now. Then we had Japanese clam. It was very sweet and had the consistency of very tender cooked oysters. Even though our chef was serving 4 of us, he was multitasking very well and also making orders for the kitchen. And as we can see here, he's making a hand roll someone else's order.
Wow.
So we had the option of having the shrimp either cooked or raw, but since it was just alive a few seconds ago, I decided to go with the raw. It was surprisingly very sweet and had a nice texture. Eel, oh okay. Next we had fried eel bone, and it tasted similar to a shrimp cracker you get at an Asian grocery store. This was my favorite piece of the night. The uni had a perfect combination of creaminess and a hint of saltiness. Thank you. Next up was amberjack. I never had it before, but it tasted similar to yellowtail, but was just a bit more meatier. Thank you. This one I didn't like too much, but I think I just didn't have the palate for it. The gizzard shot tasted similar to cured trout. Oh, okay. Thank you. To be honest, I had pretty high expectations leading up to this, and they were met. The tuna disintegrated with the rice right when it went into my mouth. Then we had bonito, the same fish you find in bonito flakes. It had a very strong taste and had similar texture to tuna. Then the remains of our previous dish came back. I never had fried shrimp head before, and to be honest, I couldn't really tell that I was eating eyes, brains, and all that jazz. So Mr. Kyubey, the owner, came downstairs to speak with the customers, and when he came to talk with us, I mentioned to him that we came because of the BuzzFeed video, which made him laugh, and he gave us a newspaper that he signed. In the newspaper, you can see famous celebrities, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Will Smith, and more, who too came to eat at Kyubey. Next up was eel. This was my second favorite of the night. One piece had eel sauce on it, and the other just had a dash of salt. It was super buttery and melted in my mouth. Next we had 4 hand rolls of tuna, cucumber, and other vegetables. The seaweed was very crisp and crunchy, and I felt that each of the 4 fillings complemented each other very well. We also had a leafed sesame sandwiched between radish. It was light and refreshing and served as a good break. And finally, for what you wouldn't normally think as a dessert, it tasted almost just like custard, was super sweet and creamy, and honestly, I had no idea how the hell did they make this out of eggs. After our last dish, we headed out. Yeah, thank you. Grabbed our jackets. Yeah, thank you. Put on our shoes.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Is it one?
Yes.
Best meal of my life. And the lady who served us actually came downstairs and bowed us out. Thank you. Thank you. So now you're probably thinking, was going to Kyubey worth it? And I think yes. If given the opportunity, everyone should try it at least once. Would I go again? Probably not for now, but that's only due to a lack of resources, not desire. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps out. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you for the next one.